Good afternoon, Suidlanders. How are you? We hope that you're well. We did a live stream, a live broadcast of a panel discussion of the strategic cluster, what is known as the strategic cluster of Suidlanders. Connie Maria, Colonel Wynand du Toit, Oom Jan van der Merwe, Ernst van den Berg, Eric Bornman, and myself. And some of you were amazed by some of the facts that we gave about COVID-19 passports and so on and so forth. So in the description of this video on YouTube, in the YouTube description panel, Ernst van den Berg is going to insert some links to some of the stuff that we referred to, such as South Africa already having signed the contracts or the contract with a company called VTSE to be, for South Africa to be one of the 15 pioneer countries in the world of a vaccine with a passport. If you don't have the vaccine, then you can't get the passport, you can't get a driver's license, an identity document, you can't go into the relevant government building to get a birth certificate or to register deaths, marriages, and so on. And we spoke about Boris Johnson's speech of 9 months ago at the United Nations, where he very presciently, sort of clairvoyantly spoke about nanobots in our blood systems and so on. That means tiny little robots. And I mentioned an article in the science magazine, Principia Scientific. I said Nature Scientific during the interview the other day, or the panel discussion. It was an error on my part. It's Principia Scientific. Some people might pronounce it Principia or Principia. I pronounce it Principia. And what else? There was something else. Oh, and that the United Nations, I beg your pardon, that the European Union has been working on a epidemic vaccine passport since 2018. I don't have the link to that. I deliberately did not include it among the links that I've sent to Ernst because I can't find the particular article that I want to share. There are other articles that cover that the European Union has been doing research into a pandemic or an epidemic vaccine passport since 2018. But I want to find one particular article, or I want to share, if I'm going to share any, the one that does the best job, and I can't find it. I believe that it's a Guardian, a mainstream newspaper from Manchester in England. Very famous, world famous left-wing socialist newspaper, but very big newspaper, very mainstream. And I can't find the article. But the other links and their articles should be of great interest to you. Guys, we are living in dramatic times, to put it mildly. And we are going to be faced in the days and weeks and months and years ahead with enormous moral decisions, or faced by enormous moral dilemmas. As I said during our strategic cluster forum debate live streamed on Thursday night, it's well and good to vote, as people did in the comments section of the live stream on YouTube. No, I will never take the virus, the vaccine. Until, may heaven forfend it, may God forbid it, until your child has leukemia. And you just cannot get the treatment required from the Red Cross Children's Hospital in Cape Town unless you've taken the vaccine. Then your tune will change sharpish. Difficult times lie ahead of us, Christians. The Caucasian Christians, let us say the Caucasian conservative Christians of the world, are entering a time the likes of which mankind has never, ever seen. That would be a good place to end, but I want to bounce back to one thing. Boris Johnson's speech at the United Nations 9 months ago, and the fact that the European Union has been working on a epidemic vaccine passport for 2 years. Clearly, these guys possess some sort of foresight into what is going to happen in the world. Clearly, it's all deliberate. Clearly, this is not about conspiracy theory, it's about conspiracy fact. And that brings me to the subject of the second wave, or let us call it, if you prefer, the true wave in South Africa, which is beginning now. Today is the 13th of July, 2020. And yesterday, Rapport had a big front page article on the wave of coronavirus infections slamming into South Africa. And on, I think it was Saturday, the Volksblad had the same as well. And so it goes on. The media is buying into this thing frantically, into the idea that now we will really get hit. And I just want to say, isn't it uncanny how they know in advance what's going to happen? And then it happens more or less the way that they say it will. My fear is that what we may be looking at now is a mutated strain such as they have been dimly forecasting for some months now. A mutated strain of the genome of the disease. In other words, the genes strung together. And that it may be worse and may be lethal. You know, that this may be the real thing. And I read an article in Zero Hedge the other day in which they kind of take information from all over the show, and they say that the second lockdown, talking worldwide now, is going to be far worse than the first. And here you hear our president say last night that, we can't drink liquor, and some people can't buy liquor, and some people had proposed to him that we should have gone to level 4 or even to level 5 again. And my reception was very bad, but a couple of people have said to me that he actually said that perhaps we should have gone to a level above 5. I didn't hear that. I think I've said enough. I hope that this is food for thought, and wish all of you the very best